So after complaining yesterday that I couldn't get it to work, I now got my app working with
Ah,
with the
which was just released, by the way, the Windows ML thing or whatever. Is that what you're
so
referring
I ended up getting it to work with so the Windows ML pushed me down a different path, which ended up giving me the information I needed
to?
to then make direct ML actually work. So
Direct ML?
I believe that's what it's called, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Right, this is the previous. The yeah. The,
Yep.
okay.
So that ended up working and actually works quite well. Uh, and like it works. I don't know what else to say at this point other than I need to do a lot more work to actually make it like we can't ship what I have built like it's not even close because it
Mm-hmm.
is the guy like it's the guy what is it, Always Sunny, that meme or whatever, he's standing in front of the map and there's like red strings pointed to everything. I might not be Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's whatever that meme guy is, kind of crazy. Like everything's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
barely tied together.
yeah.
That's me getting this to work. But it works. Like I can now query in natural language
I
information about
think
the
what you
database.
just said is not unique to you in the sense that any developer is nodding their head saying, "Yeah, actually, that's what it's like all the time." you know. But anyway,
But
yes,
I got it
good.
to the
That's
point
good.
where you can swap models in and out. So
Uh huh.
I was
Nice.
using what they call it, Phi or Phi, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
3.5, then I did 4, and then I did a llama model.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. Like the thing is, it
Yeah.
doesn't hit the NPU very hard. It like you can see it
Right.
like you type your query or whatever, hit enter, the NPU spikes. And
And
if it's a
then
real
this,
long
yeah.
query, then it's a big spike, and then the CPU just gets torched.
Oh, okay. So that's not so good, I guess. But I was going to say the fact that it's not hammering the MPU in some ways is kind of a good sign, right? The very point of this thing
Mm-hmm.
is that it's more efficient, et cetera, et cetera. But
And it could be
anyway,
that it's all text based, and it's supposedly the NPU
yeah,
is a lot better with like graphic
yeah. If you're
information.
going to
Like
generate like an image somehow or
yeah,
whatever,
like
like,
and so what this is doing is basically taking my
mhm.
text, turning it into a SQL query, for lack of better terms,
Okay.
then doing some analysis on that SQL query return,
Hmm.
categorizing it, doing some basic lookups,
What
and
is
then
the what is the what are you trying to do? Like, what's it doing, or roughly, like, what's
mm,
the point of this, other than just getting it to work with it?
getting it to work is like usually half the fun. Hold on, let's see here. Hold on. Once this opens here. Okay, so we have this app that I made, right? The
Hmm.
Connection Explorer app, which is now over Paul's face for people on the audio.
Yeah,
So
you're
this
welcome.
app generates a ton of data about your connections, like
Hmm.
tons of stuff. So like right, whatever you can see that connection, you can see this connection, blah 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 blah. So what it allows you to do, oops, did not mean to do that, is just look at your data. So you can ask it like, hey, how many connections did I have last Tuesday? Is that more connections than I have this Tuesday? Are there an unusually high number of connections right now? How many times? Because and this is actually where it's kind of useful. It's like, how many times has my computer talked to Office? Because
Right.
that's right. That's Teams. That's
Yeah. How many times?
OneDrive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah.
then it can pull all that information together and then like generates a report of that data
Hmm.
all locally. And that's kind
Yeah.
of the
No, that's right. No, that's
right. That's
interesting.
that's the fun part, is that it's all local. So
Yeah.
I don't know how far I can take it and how far I can push this thing. Now that I've got it up and running, I need to go back and look and see. Like, I know nothing about the Copilot runtimes that have or have not shipped. I know nothing about these things. This is purely a
This is the good week to look into that because they're the two big milestones a year, right? So
mm,
Ignite's happening right now. They just announced general availability on Windows ML. Um, it- yeah, I guess we'll see. Um, but yeah, that's right. I'm curious as well, but I'll.
yeah. My next step would be to like proof of concept done. Like this, like
Mhm.
I can do this, right? Like I established what I set out to do and showed like it could be done. Now it's trying to work backwards and be like, maybe I should have used Windows ML. Maybe I should figure out what the hell Copilot runtimes are. Maybe there are
Mhm.
better ways to do this. Maybe the Intel NPU is just garbage, and that's why it's not using the NPU. And despite the fact that it has one that like it was always going to use the CPU. I don't know.
Right.
So
Excuse me. Yeah. So there was a minor update to the Windows App SDK last week, I guess. That is literally about Windows ML updates, basically. Non-expensive. Yeah. So small, but yeah, it's getting there. But this is, I don't know. This is, I kind of wish the .NET team could just take over the Windows App SDK and manage that. They seem to do not that they don't get it. I mean, they move slowly in their own ways, of course, whatever. But they have a steady kind of cadence of releases. Like it's always very transparent, like what's happening. The Windows App SDK will just sit there silent for months at a time. You have no idea what's going on. I think it's like one guy in Redmond and two guys in Pakistan or something, or work on this as like a side job or something. I don't know. It doesn't seem to get a lot of attention, the type it needs. But
well, the agents are getting a lot of attention. They'll soon be on your taskbar if you enable that.
Yeah, if you want a simpler explanation of Microsoft's strategy with agents, I would just watch the first Matrix movie. It's basically exactly that. So, it's just not as graphical, maybe.
Yeah. Just
what a world.
I don't know. There's a Windows update in the future, and just a red pill and a blue pill will be on your screen, and you just have to choose one. You'll have no other information. You'll have no other information. You just have to click one.
Yep.
But yeah, they'll live on the taskbar. They can do agent-like things. We have no idea if they're useful, if they're good.
I mean, whatever debates we have about AI and whether this works, whether it's hallucinating, whatever it is, like whatever the questions are. One thing I will say right now is like we've been talking about agents forever. The only agent-like thing I've ever used is probably 20-year-old technology, which is like, tell me when the flight, to Mexico from New Jersey is less than $500 or something. And I get that in email from Google all the time. Like I've been getting that for years. But this is the notion that some thing's going to run off and do things on my behalf is the way it's always said. Is like, okay, well, there's like I have to see that actually work. And then B, for this to be useful, you have to trust it. And that means it's going to have access to whatever private information you might have or your financial information, right? So it can make a payment for something that you have to trust it to do all that. You have to every step of the way.
Yeah, this is what I don't get.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what are these things going to do for me in the background?
When you see a demo where the thing is moving a mouse cursor maybe around either your actual browser or a virtual browser and a hole in the window there or whatever, that is stupid. That's just like that's almost the opposite of screen scraping, but it's the same level technology. It's stupid. These things need to be programmatic. They need to be accessible in the back end. There have to be APIs. These things have to be safe and vetted and understood. And none of what I just said is happening right now. So
yeah.
I'm not denying it. I don't mean like it's never going to work. I don't mean that at all. I just mean we keep talking about this thing, but there's so much that has to there's so much groundwork that has to be laid for this to even make sense. A year ago at Ignite, Microsoft was talking about how this is the AI agentic era. At Build, they announced that MCP support or whatever is going to be native to Windows. And then today this week at Ignite, they're like, this is available in public preview. Okay. Like that means it won't be available for real until probably a year from now. And we'll see. So this is like, for as fast as AI moves, this is the one where I think they've hit like this wall of there's a lot of like just fundamental work that has to occur.
Well, it's like
for any of this to work.
Do you want your agent scheduling your doctor's appointment? Like, how does that work?
Well, it's almost like, you had like text-based screens with MS-DOS and someone was like, listen, we're in the age of the GUI. And you're like, great. How does that work in, in MS-DOS? And they're like, well, you're going to be able to click on a pixel and it's going to do something. Like, oh, I hear you. I can't wait for this. It sounds great. But you need to create an infrastructure on top of this thing that will display this first.
Yeah.
And then you have to create all the APIs for all the controls and all the, all the behaviors and like what you're describing is very complex. AI is exponentially more complex than what I just described. And I I I hear you. I get it. I mean, I understand the notion of background processes, I guess. I mean, I understand the notion of background processes that would run across the internet or something, I guess. But how do
Yeah.
I trust that thing?
Yeah.
And are you sending my credit card in plain text? Is that because it's fast? I mean, just say it's fast.
Yeah. It
Should I
is more
just email it to you
performant
now
than
and you can just
encrypted.
start working on it? I don't know. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. I don't
So
know. These are
it's like
all
cart horse kind of stuff.
things that I say this with myself included, we're probably too old to accept. There will eventually just be a generation that is born. Maybe they're being born right now,
Right.
where they're just used to, they have a single prompt input, and they're like, just schedule my eye doctor appointment, and then
No,
after
this
that,
I'm sorry to interrupt again, but like you're fundamentally hitting on something that is just broadly true and is correct. You're right. And this is the as we step into this era and Pavan Davuluri will say something like back in August, he said something, you're gonna talk to your computer, just like you touch your computer, just like you click on a thing, or just like you tip it, whatever, right? With a pen, there's all these different interactions. And everyone's like, I'm not going to talk to my computer. I'll never talk to my computer. It's like, yeah, well, you'll be dead. You're old. But people talk to their things all the time. And most people can't type or won't type complex prompts to get something done. But we can all babble. I do it every morning with you. So,
I was about to say,
but I mean,
this is just
when
one long
AI,
prompt
right?
input.
I mean, you're like my AI. So I'll babble to you. You'll process it. You'll do whatever you do with it. Mostly just resent
Paul, I'm
me.
just a
And
large
then
language model. I can't handle that.
you're like, you're a Brad language model. So I of course you're going to talk to your computer, or that thing you think of as a computer today will just be gone because these
Sure.
primitive machines that we're using right now will be obsolete. So, I mean, the world is moving. There's nothing we can do about that. And you're right. There's definitely an age gap, generation gap, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not. Listen, I'm probably as open as one could be to this without being a frigging idiot. Like, just AI is going to save the world. AI is my new god to bow down before the throne of AI. It's not like that. But like, I get it. It's just technology. Like, it's going to happen. But has anything ever been hyped this much and then? And
Yeah.
like, okay, but when's it gonna happen? Like, when, like, if
Yeah.
you know anything about anything, you know how much work has to be done here. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight.
Yeah, maybe the reason Satya wasn't at Ignite is because they announced some Anthropic deal where money is once again recirculating within itself.
Actually, I have to say, I watched this, the first couple hours or whatever. Whoever that guy was, the host, the guy who did it, he was great.
Yeah,
like,
isn't that Judson?
Judson, thank you. Well spoken, understandable, human. Everything that Satya Nadella kind of isn't. I mean, there. Anytime there's a change, look, he's been CEO for 10 years, dude. Like, he's not new.
No.
But I mean, anytime there's a shift like this, we get a new guy. I get that he wants to be all over everything. Tim Cook is all over everything Apple does. But the truth is, like, one great form of leadership is understanding when other people are better messengers for something.
Yes.
And he's just not a good messenger. He may be the smartest guy in the world. He may be an excellent strategist, technologist, whatever he is. I don't know. It doesn't matter. His style is terrible for this kind of thing. We used to talk about this. Remember, like, the best Satya is the one that comes in either at the very beginning, does a brief intro and is gone, or comes in at the end and does a little wrap-up thing, or both. But having him stand up there for 2-3 hours and talk, you're like, oh my God, my brain is hurting. Like, it hurts my ears, it hurts my head. So this guy was good. I like this guy. I don't know anything about him, but I thought he was great.
Yeah, Tim Cook's supposedly retiring next year or stepping down or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, as Tim Cook devolves into Freddy Krueger, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, every time I see this guy, I'm like, she's dead now, but I have like this grandmother in Newfoundland, like, who's like been weathered by time, like she was this little shriveled woman, and I was like, man, Tim Cook looks a lot like her. Like, it's weird. Like, he just doesn't seem like a tech industry guy, by the way, runs the biggest company and most successful company in the world. I mean,
he's done a great job.
He's doing okay.
Whatever. And then Google, because they couldn't be left out. Oh, but more so the Anthropic thing. It's just, they're committing to spend $30 billion on Microsoft or whatever cloud. Microsoft and Nvidia are investing 15 billion into Anthropic.
Sure. Listen, if you followed the money, there is no beginning and no end. It doesn't matter. This is all just throwing numbers into a press release. But I do appreciate, by the way, Google came out with Gemini 3 on the opening day of Ignite. Hilarious.
I know.
That could have been any day.
It picked that day.
I love that they did that. But also Sundar Pichai was tied to that Gemini 3 release. They talked to major news outlets ahead of time, like New York Times, etc. And he was like, yeah, we're spending too much. It's gonna be a problem. He's like, this is gonna hurt everybody. And it's like, yeah, I thank you for saying that thing that I think anyone in your position should be saying. Let's maybe start reining this in a little bit. But I feel like it's like a nuclear arms race where like, oh, Microsoft spent 30 billion. All right, cobble together the 30 billion, throw it at some AI. I think all these companies are just kind of like, we got to keep up with the AI Joneses. And it's like, do you? See how Tim Cook's doing over there, because he's not doing it, and a lot of criticism there, but doing pretty good.
You know what it reminds me of? Was it Wolf of Wall Street where Matthew McConaughey's sitting at the table? He's like, it's a Fugazi. It's like
nice. I'm not actually sure, but probably
Faluzi, Fugazi, or
Wolf
whatever
Wall
he
Street.
says. And he's like, it's just they're just numbers. They're just whatever. You just don't let them cash out.
As an older person, I will reference. I also forget which movie it was. It was not Jed Nelson. Oh shit! The guy, there's the two cops in Beverly Hills Cops. So the skinny younger guy. It was in not Fast. Might have been Fast. No, it wasn't Fast Times. So it was one of those movies, and some guy, he's talking about the giant stare. It's like the bigger the better. Blah blah blah. And the guy's like, I don't know. This is expensive. How am I going to pay for it? And he's like. He actually swore out loud, but he's like, effing finance it. And they're like, yay. And everyone's like, and it's like, maybe not the best financial strategy. I don't know.
They also announced Anti-Gravity, their new code editor. Not actual Anti-Gravity. Terrible name.
You mean Anti-Visual Studio Code? Is that the editor you're talking about?
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, could you make it look a little bit less like Visual Studio Code?
I mean, it's VS Code.
I know what it is, but I mean, like, could you just change the UI a little bit so I don't look at it and say, why is this just Visual Studio Code?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not Visual Studio Code. We have these AI agents running. It's like, yeah, you could do that in Visual Studio Code. You just add an extension. What's
their basic innovation was they put their browser inside of it too.
Yeah, well, the one that was in code probably didn't track you enough.
I don't know. They call it Anti-Gravity, which is a terrible name for whatever it is.
Well, you know what? When I saw that name, what it reminded me of was AGI, like anti-gravity. So it's like like artificial general intelligence, right? Which is the goal of OpenAI, supposedly. Sorry, it froze there.
The bots got mad at you.
Yeah. The Google heard me talking about Chrome.
They did.
Like, shut them up.
Like, throttle them down, boys.
Call CrowdStrike. No, not CrowdStrike. Cloudflare.
Anyways, that was just one day of the week.
I know. Dude, I spent yesterday in a cloud of frustration. I have these things I got to get done before we leave here. And yesterday was just like this rapid fire set of stuff, and like the nice stuff I knew was coming. I mean, there was no surprises there, but like, it's just like this industry is like, I've turned into is it Danny Glover, the guy from Lethal Weapon, where I'm like, I'm getting too old for this shit. Like, I can't keep. I don't know how anyone keeps up with this. I don't know how anyone does it.
Nobody does. That's why you need an agent on your taskbar.
I do need an agent.